Tech Talks with Javi. Javi will let you take over from Dexter and explain what all you would like to teach us.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you very much. I will share my screen and I have a little presentation, but I will also showcase some of the real stuff. Okay. So first of all, thanks for everyone from joining today. I would like to know if you see my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, we're seeing it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So today we're gonna take a look at an application that we built on top of Informix, which is an Amazon-style B2B e-commerce. So this is a little bit the agenda of what I'm gonna be talking about. I'm gonna go first through this keynote very quick, and then I would like to showcase the real application and show a little bit what is behind it. Okay. So the first thing that we noticed is that B2C e-commerce is solved. Okay, most of you may have heard about Shopify, for example, which is huge, and they have completely taken over the B2C landscape. But B2B is much complex. I will now explain a little bit more, and we saw like an opportunity. Okay, so basically a quick comparison from B2C and B2B. These are completely different products. For example, in terms of pricing, B2C is fixed, public. In B2B, of course, you have customer-specific tires, and it's a different pricing model. In terms of catalog, B2C is the same for everyone. B2B is much complex. You filter by account, for example. Orders on the B2C side, they are super fast, one-click checkout. But in B2B, there's like normally a lot of multi-steps and approval workflows behind it. Of course, in terms of accounts, B2C is built for individual person, but B2B is has hierarchies and roles because it's focused in terms of organizations. The complexity of the systems, B2C is a little bit simpler and B2B is more sophisticated and complex. And again, I mentioned B2C, we have a clear winner, which is Shopify, for example. And in terms of B2B, one thing that is very important is the possibility of customization and tailoring it to the enterprise needs. So what we built is a full B2B commerce platform. We have a very robust product catalog, a pricing engine, order management system, and of course, a B2B portal, which is a self-service system for buyers, where they can see the order history, they can manage their account, do repeated orders, which is very common. So it's an all-in-one solution for this B2B market. So let's take a look a little bit at the Informix advantage in building this solution. So why Informix? Why we picked Informix to build this solution? Basically, Informix, as we all know, gives us asset transaction. It's a OLTP database, which is very good and very robust for this kind of systems where we have complex orders, lines. We need to manage rollbacks if something goes wrong. So it's it's a perfect solution for this kind of database model. And then the second thing that we leveraged, and it's very important, is that we used specific data types or collection types that Informix gives us, which gave us a lot of possibilities that I will show now in terms of how we build this solution. Specifically, we used a lot the multi-set row type, which I will show you now in a bit. So yeah, here it is, the multi-set. So it's basically the Informix data type that powers this app, basically. We leverage it for different places of the application. But for example, images, product combinations, price tiers. When we do a select of the product, we leverage the multi-set row type to include all these other data structures in one single select. Okay. So it's a complex data model. There are a lot of structures, nested structures, of course. And Informix gives us this data type that is very powerful because, for example, other databases don't allow using multi-set with this dynamism that Informix gives us. You need, for example, in Oracle to declare the data structure of the multi-set or the row type. But with Informix, it's much easier and it's really clean to do this kind of selects. Okay. So we saw when we were building this that leveraging this kind of nested data structures using multi-set in selects, we were able to, in one round, in one trip, return these data structures that without it, we would have needed to do a lot of different selects, then merge this information maybe on the backend to return it to the client app, or even do different fetches from the client app in order to be able to fetch these structures. Okay. So the platform architecture that I'm going to show you now live, basically we use an Informix database. We have a large data model with products, orders, customers, pricing, and a lot of more tables. We use multi-set as I was mentioning to return these complex data structures in one. Then we use the Airtool framework, which you will see now, which is basically what gives us the runtime, but also the where we have the business logic, we have API definitions, and of course all the audit trail and control of the solution backend. We use REST API that I will show you now, but the REST API gives us this serialization of these selects with multi-sets into JSON, which is then consumed by the client app, which in this case is built with Vue and TypeScript. So let me show you the application in action before we continue. So as you can see, most of you will be familiar with the solution. If you have not guessed, well, it is very similar to Amazon. We did that on purpose because when we were building it, we said, okay, what is the best platform to buy online? And of course, it is Amazon. It's excellent. It's an excellent platform. So we try to reproduce all the features that Amazon gives to the end customer. Okay. Of course, what you see can be customized, so we can tailor it a lot to the customer needs that wants to use it. But I'm showing you, of course, the Amazon style application with the flavor. So this is the search results page. We can search for a more complex query like iPhone that gives us a lot of more results, as you can see. On the left side, we have the departments tree, we have the customer ratings, and then we have this structure that collapses and groups all the variants and the combinations of the product result that we have executed. So this is very powerful. We can filter by, for example, screen size 6 inches, and this automatically will collapse the results. Let me search, for example, for brand Apple and then iOS 10. So it's very fast. Again, all this is running on Informix. Let me show you a little bit more. We can search for bits. And now let's get inside the product definition. So here we can see that we have some combinations of this product. We have, of course, the product description. We have images also stored in the Informix database. Images, videos, GIFs. Let's search for, let me go to the browsing history, for example. And let's get inside this product, which has a much complex combination setup. Like we have size, we have color, and we have style. So what else we can do? We can, of course, go to the chart, to the cart, and change the quantities, proceed to checkout. And here on the checkout, the B2B has two valves. We have a pre-checkout valve that is, of course, can be set up on the backend, and this allows the system to compute delivery dates, remove products, remove quantities, anything that you want to change before the checkout. You can do that. You can do that using this valve, and then you have the post-checkout valve also. Okay. We also have the possibility on the platform to create shops. No, in this case, we have the bits landing where we can define homes, we can define arrays of products that can be added on this landing, and you can add it directly, of course, to the cart directly from the home. Then in terms of account, you can also generate lists of products. You can create new ones and add products into this list. And then, of course, you can come into this list and add these products to the cart, which is very useful. And then one other thing that is very, very nice from the system is the possibility to define landings or homes that can be automatically activated based on a date range. So you can schedule a home to trigger from one specific date interval, and you just define it, and when that day and hour comes, the system will show this home layout. So let's go a little bit to the backend. This is the Airtool platform, and I'm inside the backend. So we can go, for example, to the product catalog. This is the list of products. From here, I can directly modify if I want the product information. When I get inside the product, here I see like the product code, product name, flags that I can activate to, for example, show price, hide price. Here I have the images of the product, the videos. In this case, I don't have any video, but I could have videos also attached. And where this product, where I want to assign this product in terms of catalog. I can also add keywords, descriptions, product tags, anything that I want, I can manage from this application. We also have, of course, the product combinations, where I can enter and see for a given product all the product combinations that are available. I can also see categories, brands, providers, etc. So everything can be managed from this back office application. And now I would like to show you the REST API endpoints, so you see the leverage of the Informix multi-set. So in this case, I'm gonna show you specific endpoint, which is the let me see if I find it. This one. This endpoint is a get endpoint that has this path, product/product ID. This is the combination and the combination ID. We receive these parameters, and then here we see the code of this endpoint. So as you can see here, we select the product information. So we select product ID, product model, brand code, and we start seeing multi-sets like product contributors, product bullets, product specifications, batch labels, deal labels, product images, videos, combinations. This one is, of course, the most sophisticated one, that even has a nested multi-set inside, as you can see, with the combination values. So it's a huge select with nested multi-sets. And I want to show you now how we can call this endpoint so that you can see the real power of this, this setup. So for that, I'm gonna quickly generate a JSON Web Token for this demo B2B. I'm gonna give it a date, generate, and I have it here prepared for this product. So now let me do it a little bit better so that you can see JQ pipe p1.json. So here you see, this is the endpoint response. So as you can see, it's a JSON where we have this first multi-set now with the product deal labels. In this case, we only have one, but here we see the JSON structure. We have here the actual product columns from the product table. We see here another multi-set, the product images, multi-set, the product specifications, also as a multi-set here. So as you can see, with one simple endpoint, which is the one that is being called when I access this product, returns all this information all in one. Okay, we can try this with another product that is a little bit more complex, which is this one that has more combinations. So if we run this for this product now, p2.json, I send it to the to my user p2. So there you go. Select with all the product combinations, specs. Here it is, the product combinations. Yeah. So this is how we leverage this this kind of responses for these pages, but multi-set is used in other areas of the application, of course. So a little bit the takeaways. We can see that Informix is production ready. We have this in customers. We built a modern e-commerce with ACID transactions, which is very important. We use these collection types, and we get a very good performance, all built in without using different kind of databases to leverage this kind of solution. As we said, multi-set eliminates a lot of nightmares. Without it, we would have needed to implement a much complex backend or do more selects and more REST API endpoint calls from the front end to the backend to retrieve all this information. So we can see that with one query, we can return a really complex structure. Of course, using Informix and the Airtool platform for the backend, we get all these approval workflows, account hierarchies, all these kind of problems are automatically solved. The platform gives you a lot of tools to build these kind of solutions. And yeah, another thing is that we have it synced with, for example, other solutions like an ERP, which also uses the Informix database. So from the same platform, I can show you now. We have, for example, this ERP application that has analytics embedded. We can see, for example, a sale invoice. So this is also all running on top of Informix. So since we use the same database for the B2B and in this case, the ERP, which is one of the most common integrations for this kind of B2B solutions, we don't need ETLs. So automatically, we do the transaction on the database from the B2B or from the ERP, and automatically it's visible from both applications. Okay. I don't know if you have any questions. You want to see something more in detail?
Javier, if somebody wants to ask a question, they can probably need to unmute themselves.
Okay. So yeah, if anyone wants to ask anything, please let me know. We can maybe see something more in detail as you want.
Hey, Shavi, how are you doing?
Hey, Pradeep, how are you doing?
Good,
Long time.
good. Long time, man. While your Promisers was a B2B solution, what you showed as a demo was mostly B2C, right? So
No.
is there my real question is, do you see a real value proposition difference or something that Informix brings in that makes it a better option for a B2B solution?
What I showed you, this solution, is not a B2C, it's a B2B. It looks like a B2C because, as I explained, when we were building the B2B, we said, okay, what is the best platform to buy on internet? And we say it's Amazon.
So that's why you used Amazon as an example.
And,
Okay.
and we used Amazon to build our B2B solution. So it's very good because customers that use this solution, of course, are used to buying with Amazon and this B2C style kind of purchase. But it is a B2B.
So the difference I see in I mean, I'm not an expert here, but the use case differences would be typically in a B2B kind of environment, you will have some kind of queuing mechanisms, approval mechanisms built in because business purchases are being different from how a customer with a credit card comes and purchases it, right? So are those part of what you have looked at in this, and is there something that highlights?
So when you do an order on the B2B, you don't do the payment. It's not a B2C, you know. So the order is created in the back office, and then the customer can decide what to do with this order, which is on the B2B platform. In many cases, what we do is we integrate with ERP solutions, and this order is then
That's okay. So you do have an, and
exactly.
Do you integrate? I know, Lisa, you have your own ERP solution. Is that the backend, or do you open it up for other solutions in the backend?
It's opened.
Okay.
We have APIs that are ready to use, and
Perfect.
we integrated with other ERP solutions. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, Xavi. Good. That's good.
Thank you, Pradeep.
Any other questions? Okay, Javi, I haven't seen anything in the chat from anybody, but if you give me the information later, I'll get that updated, and we will get this put out on the IIG website.
Great. So I will send you, if you want, the keynote and some information when we finish, and of course you can.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you all for attending. Have a great day.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Take care.